Hey folks, we're here live with GTG LIVE Wednesday, and it's a little strange, but it's just me. It's just me here with my laptop answering questions from the chat. We actually already have our first question from Unnamed Rock. When are you all leaving for Gen Con? Well, it depends on which y'all you're talking about. So I will be heading to Indianapolis Friday, and I think that Craig will also travel to Indianapolis on Friday, but everyone else will leave on Monday, I believe, except for Trevor, who leaves Tuesday. So Friday, Monday, and Tuesday is when we will all be arriving-ish to Gen Con. We officially have hotel rooms starting Monday, so I guess that's good enough. Do you know if Tachyon is banned from buffets in the Sentinels universe? I need to know if my headcanon is true. Well, V is for Yoshi. I actually don't know that. It would make sense. But also, that seems like a little bit like a violation of some type of civil rights. It seems like maybe that would violate some civil rights there. I don't know for sure though. Actually, with the pictures behind you, I'm expecting you to split into a whole bunch of Maggies all of a sudden. I wish that that was my superpower. Actually, no, I don't. I don't want that to be my superpower, but that is a cool superpower. So, and I think that that is an accurate assumption that polo is essentially hockey on horseback. No one has ever proven to me different, except for you don't get into fights. I have yet to see anybody attack each other while playing polo. I would have this never needing sleep. I don't know. So never needing sleep is an interesting one because it's nice to never need it, but you can still sleep, right? Because I don't want any of these things where you're never, you can't sleep essentially. That's a bad feeling. Is there any issue if we are a bit late for the ball? If an event runs, okay. No, so Sonovar asks if there's any issue if you're running late for the ball. No, there's not. We will have people at reception the whole time to check people in. And if you are a contributor to our Patreon, as you know, you get in free of charge. It's kind of like your event for hanging out with Adam and Christopher. So there should be no issue because I have your name written down on a list. In fact, we will take generics at the door. It costs $10 for the ball if you're not one of our Patreon members. So we would take $10 worth of generics at the door if you were running late and didn't get your tickets, didn't have a ticket or whatever, just show up, we'll figure it out. The ball is Thursday night, 8 p.m. to midnight. Greater than games. So what would be your advice for somebody who can't possibly make it to Gen Con and is getting more and more bummed? Advice, let's see. Well, staying busy is good advice for that. Also, going to your local board game store, figuring out your own way to celebrate it is a good way. And there are plenty of things that people are live streaming throughout the whole time of Gen Con. There's actually some sort of virtual Gen Con convention for people who can't attend Gen Con that is set up. I know that Suze from Dice Tower is working on it. And I believe that I'm going to partner with them in some way, shape, or form on that. I need to respond to the email. So there is a virtual form of Gen Con, and I'll put out more information on that for those of us who can't be at Gen Con. Is there anything getting streamed from the demo room throughout the con? Yeah, Gen can't. That's exactly what I was talking about. So pseudonym Twitch put in the chat, www.gencant.com. That would be a really excellent option for anybody that cannot attend Gen Con. Suze from Dice Tower is part of the people leading that, and we will also be participating in it. There are some things that are being streamed, or we're trying to stream them. We're not exactly sure what our success rate will be, given that internet is an issue, but we are getting a MiFi device so that we can try and stream stuff. And things that we are going to attempt to stream would be the Sentinel Comics Live RPG. So our final edition of the RPG, we are going to attempt to stream live. We will also attempt to stream some other stuff, but that is to come as Trevor and I discuss the details and the probability of that actually happening. Jen can't, yeah. I'm excited about that. I need to respond to that email. So thanks everyone for mentioning that. at least recorded for later for YouTube purposes. Yes, we are recording a bunch of stuff. We're recording a bunch of stuff for via like AV, so we will have video footage of it, but we're also doing a lot of audio. And we kicked off the GTG podcast, so the Greater Than Games podcast has officially kicked off. I'll post some links to that later, and that houses all of our audio from our panels, any other additional audio that we feel like we should put out onto the interwebs, and all of the live sessions of the RPG. Will there be any updates when Oblivion crates hit the warehouse? Yes. V is for Yoshi asked if there are going to be any updates when Oblivion crates hit the warehouse, and there definitely will be. As soon as it happens, even if I'm not in the state, I have told people, take a picture, send it to me. We want to put that on the internet. GTG does not pay for the data usage when I use my phone for streaming because I actually have unlimited data, which like eventually it probably slows down my phone, but I was actually really lucky, and my aunt used to be a salesperson at Verizon, so we get like a very good deal, and I'm on a family plan still because I'm a child, you know, stuff like that. If we don't have anything in particular for signing, is there something provided at the signing event Christopher and Adam will do? I don't think that we have anything set up for the signing event, but I can talk to Jen and see if we can do something for that, like maybe $1 prints or something like that. There will definitely be product around because the signing event is happening in our, well, now I'm going to say that and it's not going to be accurate. So I will look into it, but right now, no, there's nothing to my knowledge for signing purposes that will be provided. During the day, are there any specific events happening? So during the day, we have panels happening throughout the entire convention. We also have a Spirit Island tournament happening, and we also have demos happening. So in our room, there will be several demos of the RPG happening, which if you haven't signed up for, there are still slots available. We also have demos of all of our other games happening. It's getting slimmer and slimmer, and a few of them are already sold out, but I know that there are still some available. And there will be prints available for purchase. I'm reading these questions off like really fast, but there will be prints available for purchase in our room. It's just not like readily provided. I can't remember if the signing is happening in our room or not. I'm 95% sure that it is because I think it's happening right after the costume contest or right after Letters Page Live. So that's where I'm a little bit confused. I can look it up though, because I have the power of the internet. So don't ask me any questions for a second. Let me look something up. Where's the master schedule? Okay. So I'm looking at the master schedule because somebody asked what's going on during the day. And so Thursday, we have illustrating board games, which will involve Adam and Jen will be there for a conversation about being an illustrator and being in board games and how to break into that. We also have something called collaborative creating going on that day. It's another panel in which we're talking about how creators get together to create content. It's about both illustrators and non-illustrators. Christopher and Adam will both be on that panel, and it's in Lucas Oil Meeting Room 11, and it lasts from like 2 to 4, I think. The Masquerade Ball is that night. Friday, we have the State of Greater Than Games. Oop, I scrolled too far. We also have Letters Page Live on Friday. Saturday is Diversity in Gaming, which is something that me and Jen put together where we got a bunch of people together to be on a panel and talk about how to create diverse, inclusive, and accessible games. And so that'll be a thing that's happening then. The Sentinel Comics live finale is right after that. Saturday is the Freight and Shipping Logistics, Sunday is the Freight and Shipping Logistics panel. So those are panels that are happening. And the signing, Sentinel Comics signing is after the costume contest on Saturday, and it'll be in the room. So there should be things available for sale then in the room. Prints and whatnots. Okay. I have 17 important questions to ask you right now. Waves hands around urgently. I am ready for 17 important questions. Will Christopher do an auction near the end of the no longer in print Sentinel promos? Oh, that is something that hasn't come up yet. So I'll ask, but I don't know. There will be a raffle happening at the Runes of Atlantis ball. So if you're at the ball, you'll be able to enter in for a raffle. Do you have a list of what games will be running in the demo room? I do, but you know, this is the easiest thing for me to do. I actually created a journal post about this on the Greater Than Games website, and I'm gonna link you guys to it because it lists off all the games that are available to demo, and it will link you directly to where you can find time slots for them. This is like the smartest thing I've ever done, remembering that I actually created this post. Can one come and play Spirit Island on Thursday morning? Potentially. I don't know when the availability for Spirit Island is. I think that there is some availability still left in it. That is a list of the events that we have. So the games that we're running are Spirit Island, Oblivion, Sentinel Comics RPG, Homebrewers, Legends of Sleepy Hollow, Fate of the Elder Gods, Laser Riders, Compounded, New Bedford, and Sentinels of the Multiverse. How is the costume coming? Oh man. So I ran into a few snafus, a few problem areas, specifically with the length of the skirt. So I had to order another skirt, and because of that, my costume is now my take on my character versus what my character actually looks like due to logistics. Also, all of Ray's stuff didn't ship in time, so she might not be dressing up, and if she doesn't dress up, I'm very hesitant to wear a platinum blonde wig by myself and be in front of a room full of people. So we'll see how that all goes down. But potentially I'll be dressing up. I do it anyway. Yeah, I probably ought to. I did get all the stuff. It should be here by tomorrow. I'll try it all on. We'll see what it looks like, and we'll go from there. But we're all still like, we're all screwed. So Jen sends me like 3 messages last night trying to make sure that I like ordered my dress for the masquerade ball in time, ordered my masquerade mask in time, ordered everything I need for my costume in time. I'm very lucky to have a Jen in my life, is all I'm saying, guys. You got it? Okay. That's true. I might do it still. So the only thing that I know for sure, like I can say without a doubt is sold out, is the Spirit Island tournament. It sold out in under 5 minutes, but you can still come and watch it. And it'll be really interesting because there will be new spirits from the upcoming expansion will be in play in the final round of that game. Craig and Adam aren't going to cosplay as their characters. No, Craig and Adam are not going to cosplay as their characters. I don't know that it would be possible for Craig to. I joked around and said that he should dress up as what his character would wear outside of the suit, but I'm not sure if he'll actually do that. So we'll see how it all goes down. Adam definitely didn't have time to prepare because me and Ray came up with these plans like on our own and didn't share them with anybody. So it's not really their fault that they're not doing it. It's kind of ours. Now I'm just waiting for more questions to flood in. I guess I could just talk about anything I wanted. Superheroes and everyday casual wear seems an underrepresented niche. That is very true, which is kind of what my superhero costume looks like. It might look a little bit more like what Violet Hart wears in her off time versus what she wears when she's fighting crime. But I think that it'll do the trick no matter what. And if it doesn't, then I got a very cute purple skirt out of it regardless. And I hope that Craig does it, but I definitely told him that I thought that Benjamin Biltmore as a professor would dress like a dad, like wear a dad sweater and all this stuff. And he was like, well, I'm not doing that. So I don't know. My favorite Sentinels hero is Haka, and it always will be. What is the event you're most excited for, or are you going to be unable to actually go to any of them? So our events, I'll be at most of our events. Like a fair amount of our events will include me running around taking photos and or being involved in the events. And so I'm super excited about all of those. The ball is probably the thing that I'm most excited about because I'll actually have time to enjoy myself. And I know like so many people that are going. I know so many of you guys that are going. I also know so many other people that I just really enjoy from other conventions that are going. And I am super excited to dress up in pretty clothes and kind of be able to relax a little bit because a lot of planning has gone into this. So I just want to watch it come into fruition. What Violet Heart wears when she has a quiet day to catch up. Yeah, exactly. If you dress as her in normal wear, can we pose together? Yes, definitely. We can pose together no matter what. I don't know, even if we're both in the exact same costume, I want to pose together, which I know we won't be because I saw Westy RP Waters already sewing her costume today. So I know that yours is going to be different than mine, but we're definitely posing together no matter what. Without a doubt. Yeah, Violet Heart in her like everyday life wears like exclusively fluffy pastel clothes. Like her like idea of a comfy sweater is one of those ridiculously poofy sweaters that you think to yourself, how can anyone wear that and be comfortable and not feel like a toy poodle? That's what she likes to wear in her spare time. Like a giant blanket sweater. I just bought my tickets for the masquerade ball. Hooray, I don't think I have time to get a fancy dress. Casual wear is cool too, right? Yes, Heather. Casual wear is totally cool, but casual cool is also totally wear. So all of it is definitely fine. I anticipate that a lot of people will be in very casual clothes because it's going to be the first day of the convention. I also know that some people plan on dressing really fancy, and I know that some people will plan on dressing something in between. So don't feel pressured to go out and buy a fancy dress. The only reason I did it is because I literally need no excuse to try and dress like a princess. So I wish I could still sew. I can sew only, actually I can sew pretty well. Before my days working for Greater Than Games and before working with board game companies, I used to cosplay. I used to cosplay at Gen Con. Gen Con was the first convention that I ever got to go to, and I used to dress up as different characters, and I can sew costumes and do all kinds of crazy nonsense because of that. So. What I'm still trying to figure out for this is we're looking for like good songs. Like we're looking for what the mood of the party would be songs. So if anyone has suggestions that are appropriate and halfway serious, please let me know. Because right now, Paul and Christopher both suggested all Taylor Swift, and I am unwilling. Hey Maggie, about how many people do you think will be at the ball? So, more questions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 asked this question, and I know that we have already sold 461 tickets, meaning that there's like 200 and some odd tickets left. So please, like if you haven't bought one or if you have friends that are thinking about going and you don't know if they want to go yet or whatever, come. It'll be great. I know that many tickets sold, and I also know that there were 350 allocated to Geek and Sundry for their alpha people. And so that means that we're expecting upwards of 700 people, but don't worry, they won't all be there at the same time. So if you aren't a fan of crowds, it will not be super crowded. The room is very big. I made sure that the room was very big, and I know that it won't be too crazy, but it will still have a decent number of people. A dedicated Greater Than Games con. So I don't know. We've talked about it. I've definitely had conversations with people at the company about having a dedicated Greater Than Games convention. I'm not sure when that would ever come about, but it isn't something that we're opposed to. And I mean, it's definitely like a goal, but it's a distant goal. Beach Boys, for sure I would have Beach Boys on there. I definitely threatened to put only surf music on there, so like surf rock is definitely all I ever wanted to put on there, but I recognize that not everybody likes surf rock as much as I do. If we put Taylor Swift on the playlist, I guarantee you Paul and Christopher would sing the whole time and also dance, which would be awesome, but I also have very little desire to listen to 4 hours of Taylor Swift nonstop. What are the limitations that have been placed on the music? I would like to keep it like vague, like mostly appropriate. So no like no like DMX, like probably not, but like that's because half his songs are all cuss words. I like just vaguely appropriate. Honestly, you could send me anything and I would just be like, yes, we can do this, or no, that's too much. If a lot of people cosplay as Tempest, they should get together and karaoke some Katy Perry together. That would be cool. Even though it actually makes no sense, I believe you should hold it in Atlanta so I can go. Big puppy eyes. Yeah, it absolutely doesn't make any sense, but who knows? Should be available for demo, but is not a ticketed thing as far as I've been told. Yes, Prime War will be there, but there's only going to be one copy of Prime War there, and it is not a ticketed event. It's kind of a, like, if you're at the right place at the right time, you might be able to play Prime War with Chris Burton, our new lead playtester. Maroon 5 is definitely something that we could add on there. I'm sure there's some good Maroon 5 songs that we could put on there. As long as there are a couple of line dances like the Cupid Shuffle, I'll be happy. Okay, I'm thinking more like the Cha-Cha Slide, but because I don't know how to do the Cupid Shuffle and I'm not gonna look like a fool in a formal gown trying to learn it. So Cha-Cha Slide for sure. I hadn't realized Prime War was that far along in the process. Yeah, so it is definitely being worked on very heavily right now. So it will be there. I know that Chris Burton, who we sometimes call Braithwaite, Chris Burton was working on it literally when I came into this room. He was cutting out pieces for it. I guarantee you, yeah, if I'm dancing, like, it's gonna be goofy. Like, I am not a good dancer, but that is fine. I'm willing to look goofy while dancing. I also, like, there are, like, a few key songs where I'm like, that song has to be on there, clearly. Oh, yeah, Heather Ruse is Ruby Reckless. She was in the last episode of The Letters Page. They did a radio play, and she plays one of the characters. It was very good. I listened to it a lot because Trevor would always be like, hey, Maggie, listen to this. Doesn't it sound cool? And I would be like, yes, it sounds very cool. Aw, I want to be like your cockatoo and just dance goofy on purpose because it makes everybody else happy. But I'm not brave enough all the time. I did not know that that's what a heliotrope was. Heliotrope? Yeah. But yeah, so if you have song suggestions, send them my way. I believe most of the people in chat know exactly how to get in touch with me. If not, send it to us via Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. I run all of those accounts for us, so I will go directly to me and I will be happy to do that. What does my dress look like? I ordered 2 dresses and I'm hoping that one of them will work because I ordered them on Amazon and they're both dark green. And Discord would work too. Yeah, you can contact me via Discord. They're both dark green and floor length and hopefully really, really pretty as the pictures looked online. And I will definitely need to wear heels to wear them because I'm short and I cannot just wear, like, it's very rare that I will be able to wear a dress without heels that is a floor-length dress. So I'm very excited about it though. I've never worn a dress this color, which seems kind of strange to say. It's not like a really crazy color, I just never worn it. So it'll be a new experience. I haven't gotten my mask yet, and I'm debating wearing the shark mask. So if anyone saw it, we created masks on a live stream not that long ago, so I'm kind of halfway debating wearing my shark mask. It's a little silly, so will you all be selling any masks at the door? We won't be selling masks at the door, but I have about 200 masks that I've ordered that will just be available for people if they want them. They're actually really pretty. I made sure that they were not like tacky looking or anything. They are cloth, and they kind of look lace, and they tie around with some ribbons. So for anyone that didn't bring a mask or doesn't have time to get a mask or isn't sure if they'd like a mask because maybe that's just not your jam, we will have some options for you. And I have like multicolored ones, gold ones, black ones. I've got a bunch of options. So can I dibs one? Yeah, sure. I'll allow it. You're in the chat. So at me on Discord and I'll snag one for you specifically. Shark masks, so the thing with the shark mask is it kind of halfway looks what I think like a toddler might wear to a party. Other people have thought that it was quite whimsical and nice, but I'm not sure that it matches the dress the way that I want it to. So we'll see how it goes down. If not, I will go out and grab one. I know a good mask store, which seems like a weird thing to say, but I've got a good wig store too. So you know what? That's how life goes. Sometimes you just know where to buy good costumes because that's what you need. Yeah, I actually just went out and bought Jody a blank mask last night so that she could get a move on decorating hers because she couldn't be on the live stream with us to decorate them. And I'm not sure if anyone is wearing the masks that they created. So I know that we put up a poll to see what who Jen would dress as, because she's dressing as one of three villainapes. Anyways, she's dressing up as one of three villains from Sentinels of the Multiverse. And the winner of that poll was the matriarch. So I think she might actually need to create a new mask for that. We'll see how that goes. So I can let you know already that Jody and the warehouse crew are working diligently as we speak on stuff. Our warehouse is absolutely full, and they're trying to get as much of it out of the way as possible before everything else hits the fan. No mask is greater than the one you present to the world daily. That is a very nice thing to say. Thank you. And also, I don't know, I've seen some pretty eccentric masks. I definitely spent, so I'm wearing a BoardGameTable.com shirt right now. They are based out of St. Louis, and I was hanging out with one of the people that works for them last night, and we worked on her mask together while I worked on crafting some other stuff for the party, and she came up with some pretty cool things. So at the very least, by the end of Gen Con, I will be an expert in making masquerade masks for as many as I've worked on and or helped other people work on. Consultated on, I guess is what I should say. I've consultated. Who is judging the costume contest? I don't know, which seems like something that I ought to know, but we never talked about it. It seems like Christopher and Adam shouldn't be the judges. Like, perhaps they'd be biased, but like, who's judged it in the past? I've actually never been to the costume contest. Who usually judges it? Do we pick people? Somebody else has to answer this question. I'm sorry. Often it's Christopher, Adam, and Jen. Okay, so Trevor just popped into my messages to let me know that it's usually Christopher, Jen, and Adam that judge the costume contest. And I would assume that it's probably going to be some combination of them again. Maybe me. Probably not me. Maybe me. So like right after the costume contest is the signing, and it's definitely like just come by, hang out, and like you can be in the costume contest. You don't have to be wearing a costume to come and hang out and watch the costume contest. But it is an official event. There are awards given out for it. I don't remember the number, like the amount for the awards, because it's definitely like essentially a gift, a certificate for our store, a gift certificate for our store while you're at Gen Con, but I cannot remember what the price ranges are. But it should be really fun. I've heard that there are some fantastical costumes that come out of this. I am bringing my Night Mist costume. Ooh, that sounds very exciting, Speedy. Although, like, we're not friends right now because you keep giving Christopher points in the RPG, and I remember, and I'm never gonna forget, so. Yeah. Yep. Speedy made an enemy. So I am really competitive. Admittedly, I maybe have a problem with how competitive I am sometimes. I just want to like be the best. And like, I'm not gonna start singing the Pokemon theme song, but it's tempting, so there you go. This is why Matt won't play competitive games with me anymore, because he gets scared of me when I play competitive games, which is kind of funny. I do have the best one-liner in the game. Do I? It's my one-liner. Ooh, did I say it and I forgot it? Is that bad? This is why I have to take notes. I should just take notes on everything to make sure that I know what I'm talking about. What's the best one-liner in the game? Well, that just makes me want to sit down and play. I say a gem of a line. Every episode I say a gem of a line. Oh man. Is it my trusty dagger? Because I do say that a lot. That just makes me want to sit down and play Primor with you, Maggie. Really, I have not gotten to play Primor yet, actually. I've seen a lot of it played, but I haven't actually played it myself yet because it takes some time, and I have not had some time to spare for that in quite a while, but soon I will. Maybe at Gen Con, that might be good. I'm waiting for Speedy to tell me what my gem of a line is, but we'll see if that happens. Will you have time for games at Gen Con? Did I talk about the Spirit Island event? Okay, will I personally have time for games at Gen Con? Yeah, in the evening. I'll probably be hanging out playing games. You could probably find me or ask me to hang out and play games. Don't contact me via phone about it because my phone is almost always gonna be dead past like 9 o'clock probably. I'm just really bad at keeping it charged. Everyone in my office knows that. Everyone that knows me knows that. So I will link to the new GTG podcast. Let me see if I can find, Trevor can send me the link probably. I'm pretty sure he can. Did I talk about the Spirit Island event? I did talk about the Spirit Island event a little bit. So I've mentioned it before. Me and Alex actually had a small video in which we talked about this. The Spirit Island event is happening, I believe it's Thursday. Let me double check. The Spirit Island tournament, let's see. Spirit Island Tournament. Well, my schedule is not pulled up the way that it was before. It'll take me a second. Or it's not going to be on this list at all, and that's okay too. Spirit Island Tournament is... Okay, it is Friday. Wow, I just hit all the wrong buttons. Friday from 1 or 12 to 4. So yeah, so the Spirit Island Tournament will take place Friday, and in it, wow, where did my chat go? I lost my whole chat. Hang on, guys. Where did it go? There we go. So in it, it'll be a knockout tournament. So there are, I think, a total of 8 teams probably, and people will knock each other out, and from that they'll advance to the next round. Every like setup is different. So it plays under all the same rules as normal Spirit Island, but the setup will be a little bit different. And the cards will be random, I believe. So the goal is to get as far as possible in 30 minutes. It's not to win in 30 minutes, which I think is like a really important thing to remember, because the first time that I played through one of the scenarios, I did not keep that in mind, and I just got really anxious about the time crunch. And it makes it easier if you remember, like, your goal is not to win, your goal is to just get as far as possible. And then the final 2 teams will get to play with new spirits that are going to be featured in the expansion. How are you enjoying the RPG campaign story-wise? I really like the RPG campaign story-wise. I think it's been a lot of fun. This is kind of the first. This is the first RPG like full campaign that I've played in. I'm actually in a D&D campaign right now, but this is the first one that I will have completed. And so that's pretty cool and exciting, and it's kind of given me a lot to like think about how RPGs are and how we do it, and ways that we can make it cooler going forward, because we plan on doing some more live streams of RPGs now that we're going to have a core rulebook and all of these things. We plan on doing this more, and it's given us a lot of ideas, a lot of things to think about. And like when I get whenever the core rulebook comes out and I get to make another character, like, I love Violet Heart, but I'm excited to keep making new characters and like keep having new heroes and things like that. So I'm really excited about it. I did kind of want to stick a Blighthound on Christopher. I think that would always be fun, but we always have a good time with it. So, oh, yeah, no, I am a little bit like my character, Violet Heart, is sarcastic in nature. Just so happens I too am sarcastic in nature. So I have a really good time playing to her traits, and especially like the things that especially things that she doesn't understand, like why that's not like okay and things like that. I love doing that. Yeah, I'm really excited to show this off to other people. I think that this could be like the first RPG that my family doesn't play a lot of board games, which is a travesty, but I think this could be one of the first ones that they could really pick up and run with, and like not be overwhelmed by, but also have a really good time and all this stuff. So I'm super excited for everything to happen so that I can show it off to like my friends and my family and like all the people that I know that haven't seen it yet. And yeah, it's pure coincidence that I mirrored Violet Heart like very heavily after myself. It made it a little bit easier for the first character that you're playing in front of an audience. for her to be kind of similar to me in a lot of ways. It helped me out a lot with that. But going forward, I would probably make somebody like a little bit harder to play. Like, I've made characters that are very opposite myself, and it's kind of fun to have to play that role. Has anyone, since several of you have been watching the RPG, have you started thinking about what type of character you might want to build based on what you've been seeing? Or has any of this been inspirational? Stepping out of that comfort zone, yeah. Well, that's excellent to hear. I see a few yeses coming in, and Speedy encouraging me to step out of my comfort zone. So yeah, some people have been like really anticipating this. A lot of other people. Ooh, I hope to make a tech tinker that teleports. It's a lot of T's, but that sounds really cool. And also very like plausible. Like that character could definitely exist. Yeah, Heather says she needs to go back and watch the RPG. I agree. It's been super fun. I have not watched any of the episodes. I mean, I'm in all of them, so I don't need to, but I also probably won't. Have to. It's completely done. The only thing I'm sure about is that. Yeah, we plan on having, so post Gen Con, the date hasn't been set yet, but about 2 weeks post Gen Con, there will be another character creation episode posted because of things that are upcoming. So we'll have a little bit more of a walkthrough of that, and that'll be helpful for anyone who didn't get to see it before it disappeared from the interwebs, and who also just has questions in general, even if they have seen some of it. A student of Night Mist who traveled the world and is ready to fulfill. Ah, nice. So, fun fact, Monday of Gen Con week, I should say, so because there is no Monday of Gen Con, but Monday, the week of Gen Con, Matt and I will be at a tattoo parlor in Indianapolis getting him a Night Mist tattoo, which I need to double check with Twitch that I can actually stream that. But I have gotten permission to stream that from the parlor and everything. So there is a very cool tattoo to come from Matt. Oh yeah, it'll be tweeted. Hopefully I will actually get to live stream some of it, but it will definitely be tweeted, and you know, I'll be there to hold his hand, get him through the process. You know him, big baby. Just kidding. But he has, as everyone knows, he has several tattoos, so it'll be pretty cool though. I've seen the art already. Adam drew it himself. It's very cool, and he drew it special format, so that's even cooler. So it's right around, it's already rolling up on 350. If there are any more questions, go ahead and post them in the chat. I'll answer like a few more, and then I'll head out, because I actually have an event tonight to go to at Miniature Market in St. Louis. I will be running through some games that are going to be available only at Gen Con. So I'll have Homebrewers with me, which is only available at Gen Con, and some other stuff. Hang on, I'm actually gonna post a link. Trevor just sent it to me. Thank you, Trevor. Let's see if my computer will work here. There we go. Almost. Oh, copy link. Here is a link for the radio play that you got. Oh, that's cool. So if anyone is in St. Louis, stop by. I will be there from 4-ish until they close, running through games and having a good old time. I was gonna send you the link for the GTG podcast, but Trevor sent me this link instead, which is for the latest episode of the Letters page. It's for the radio play that Heather was in. So it's still a very good link, very useful. But I cannot find the other one, and I'll just post it on social media when we're done. Sound like a plan? All right. So I will see you guys at Gen Con, and if I don't see you at Gen Con, you'll see me in the next live stream that we do. And until then, I'll see you guys later.